What's up, Guff gang? Joey Marino here from Grown Up Fantasy Football. A little bit of a different setup right now. We're working on it. But I am here today to give you my way too early top 5 running backs, rookie running backs for the 2021 season. So if you're new here, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below and hit the bell icon to get notified whenever we post. Check us out on Twitter at GrownUpFF and on Facebook, Grown Up Fantasy Football. Let's get into the video. So I'm going to give you my top 5 running backs for 2021, rookie running backs for 2021, and I'm going to start with Larry Rountree out of Missouri. He's got good size and good skill. He had a very productive career at Missouri despite the team struggling, especially last year in 2020. And he had a really good Senior Bowl. A lot of officials and sources are saying that Rountree has the potential to be a starting NFL running back. Possibly could happen, but places where he could go, I think a couple of good fits for him would be Buffalo and probably Houston, depending on what happens with Deshaun Watson. The thing is, Rountree needs a good supporting cast around him to have some success, which I think he could have really good success as long as he goes to a team that has a very strong passing game and a nice offensive line. Not sure where he'll go, but those are two spots I think he would have a lot of success in. At number 4, I've got Michael Carter out of North Carolina. This guy has good size. He could use a few pounds, but he's extremely explosive. He has a very good burst, can get outside and turn it up upfield. He's especially good in the passing game. He was pacing all North Carolina backs in terms of pass catching over his career at North Carolina. I think the guy could do very well in the NFL. A few places I think he could go, Arizona, Pittsburgh, and possibly the Jets. I think he needs an offense that he could work kind of as a complement, but he could take over lead back duties. He's not a first-round pick in the NFL draft by any means, but he has a lot of potential. I could see him doing very well, especially in one of those offenses that I just listed. At number 3, I have Kylin Hill out of Mississippi State. Now, this guy is super talented. He has very good size, and he's very versatile. He can run between and outside of the tackles, and he's a threat in the passing game. He runs vertically. He can get lateral if he needs to. The guy has a lot of talent, and he had a very productive career at Mississippi State. However, last season, he had a little bit of a suspension at the beginning of the year, and then just decided to opt out and prepare for the draft. So he may have a little less tread on the tires than some other guys on this list. The thing about Kylin Hill, where I think he may go, I could see Buffalo, I could see Arizona, I could see Miami, and I could possibly see Buffalo, maybe the Jets as well. I think, he has the ability to be a lead back. I think he would definitely benefit from a good supporting cast, but this guy's so versatile. I think he could be a feature back regardless of the weapons around him, like Miami, where it's not, the weapons aren't necessarily as good as other teams. Kylin Hill I think he'll have a lot of success in the NFL. He's the sort of second to third, fourth round pick, I'm thinking, in the draft. So he could go to a really good team. He may not, but I think Kylin Hill has a lot of ability and should be a very good running back for years to come. And at number 2, it's pretty close between these last two guys. I think everybody knows who I'm going to say for these last two. Number 2, I'm going with Travis Etienne out of Clemson. Super productive back. He has great size, great skill. Everybody's seen what he can do on the national stage. He's a national champion. He is built more like a prototypical NFL running back. He has a lot of versatility. He became more of a physical runner this past year. He was getting a lot more yards after contact and running behind his pads. And he's very good in the passing game. It's well noted, well documented how versatile he is, a great route runner and a great pass catcher. Fumbles were a bit of an issue this past season, which may knock him down a peg, but it's a fixable issue. It's nothing that's too serious. A few places I could see him going would be Buffalo, Pittsburgh, or the Jets. Those are the places he's linked to. He is a borderline first round, second round prospect. I could see him definitely going in the first round to any of those teams. He has the capability and the ability to be a 3-down back. So wherever he goes, he could be a feature back. He has a lot of versatility where he could be used in the passing game. He could be a pass blocker. Travis Etienne, very, very talented running back. Not a whole lot that separates him and the number one on my list. So yeah, Etienne, great talent. And at number one on my list, call me biased, I've got Najee Harris out of Alabama. The guy is like Derrick Henry Jr., 6'3", 230 pounds. He's huge guy, and he has elite top-end speed. He was kind of limited in his production going into his senior year, but he was sitting behind a lot of other talented NFL backs, Josh Jacobs, Damian Harris, but Scarborough had some time in the league. So when Najee Harris finally got the reins, he definitely showed out. He had a couple of 5-touchdown games, which is insane. Doak Walker winner, 2-time national champion. Najee Harris has all the talent there and all the tools really to be a true workhorse back. I think he may be the real workhorse back out of this draft class. Good place where I see him going. I could see Buffalo, I could see Arizona, and I could see Pittsburgh. Teams that are kind of just a run game away from being very lethal. I mean, thinking about Buffalo with Najee Harris on that team, you have to account for Josh Allen's legs, Josh Allen's arm, Stephon Diggs all over the field, and then Najee Harris in the backfield. That's pretty scary to think about. Same with Arizona and even Pittsburgh, too, with a ton of weapons, depending on what happens with their wide receiver situation, Big Ben. But Najee Harris has a ton of talent. There's not a whole lot that really separates Travis Etienne from Najee Harris in terms of prospect. I think I like Najee Harris's upside a little bit more. Maybe you can call me biased because I'm an Alabama fan, but either way, I think he's an incredibly talented back who should have a very successful NFL career. So here are a few sleepers that I think could hit potentially in the draft, some late round guys. Kenny Gainwell out of Memphis. He opted out this last season because of COVID reasons. Super speedy guy. May need to put on some weight, but he has a lot of potential and a lot of talent. A lot of people are pretty high on Gainwell. Ramondre Stevenson out of Oklahoma, another guy who I think could be a really good sleeper. He's a bigger guy, could be viewed more as a workhorse, and had a really good Senior Bowl. So teams may be looking at him. His stock may be rising some. Chuba Hubbard out of Oklahoma State, insanely productive in 2019. Not so much in 2020. He may need to clean up some of his pass blocking, but the talent is definitely there for Chuba Hubbard. He could have a very good NFL career. And lastly, Javian Hawkins, one of my favorite backs out of this class. Insanely fast, has a great burst. He's a little undersized at 182 in terms of weight, but I think he could be a great gadget player. He could use him all over the field, sort of like maybe Kadarius Toney out of Florida. Javian Hawkins should be a very good gadget guy to go with in the pros. But that's going to do it for my top 5 running backs. Rookie running backs for 2021. To go over them again, you have Larry Rountree out of Missouri, Michael Carter out of North Carolina, Kylin Hill out of Mississippi State, Travis Etienne out of Clemson, and Najee Harris from Alabama. Leave a comment below if you agree or if you disagree with this list. Let me know what you think about these rookie running backs in the comments section. And if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, hit subscribe. We love to see new subscriptions coming in. Of course we do. But without further ado, be sure to grow up and be sure to get guffed.